You know what? Cut it out.
Oh my God.
Welcome everyone to That Kind of Nerds podcast, a weekly show that tells you what is going on in the nerdy world. I am CJ Mellon, joined by Josh Burns and Brian Thornton.
Dave Coulier this week, apparently.
I was going to say, that would definitely make me Danny Tanner.
Please cut it out.
Josh is totally Uncle Jesse.
Oh, yeah.
You've got luxurious hair, man.
Absolutely. Well, let's start off this week with some fantastic news coming out of the world of TV and movies. And it's starting with Cobra Kai got an official teaser out of it. It is the Karate Kid sequel that you didn't know that you kind of wanted. It's been 30 years in the making.
It has not been 30 years in the making. It's got to be like 30 weeks in the making at most.
Yeah, and let's talk about the biggest catch to this. And the trailer's available in the show notes. But the biggest catch is it's on
RedTube.
YouTube Red.
Not RedTube?
Not RedTube, YouTube Red.
I'm sure there's a Karate Kid on RedTube.
I'm sure there is a
I'm
Cobra
sure
Kai.
I'm sure I could find it.
I'm sure you really could.
I have a whole lot of hope that I could find a Karate Kid.
Brian, put your browser away.
Control H. So I showed this trailer off to a couple of people at work, to which they all said, wait, is this real? So like no one believed that it was a real thing. It's a real thing. It's not like the Australia ad about, Crocodile Dundee. And the second thing they said was, oh yeah, I'll never watch this. So like what like, are you excited about this? Is this something that you're
Why wouldn't you watch it once?
Because YouTube Red.
Because I have to buy YouTube Red for $10 a month.
And I listen, I know that, if you get YouTube Red gets you no ads on YouTube. It also gets you Google Music. It also probably gets you some kind of like discount off of Google Home, and then probably Sundar Pichai's.
If I subscribe to YouTube Red, will they automatically delete all Tide Pod videos?
Probably.
All right. Well, then maybe that'll be worth it. Maybe.
No more Tide Pod videos of kids eating Tide Pods. Not the wonderful marketing ad by Sheriff Dumpster Fire.
First off, that wasn't for Tide Pod. That was just for Tide, because that was a Tide ad. Tide has more than pods, CJ. They do many kinds of detergents.
Josh, you say, hey, why not just watch one? Are you going to, if they give the first episode away for free, is it something you will watch?
Episode? Is this a show?
Oh yeah, this is a TV show.
Oh no.
Well, YouTube Red show. This is a series.
No, I don't think so. I thought it was a movie.
No, if it was a movie, that
I'll waste 86 minutes on this, but I'm not.
What if the series was 8 12-minute episodes?
It's YouTube. You never know.
It could be. I'm a marketing genius.
But that would be 96 minutes, and that would make it a quality movie, or at least qualify to be considered a quality movie.
It could possibly be a quality movie.
But okay, so not even the first episode. They gave it away for free. You wouldn't watch the first episode of this then?
No, because then I have to watch another 7 whatever hours, or you know what I mean? Like I'm just not. No, I was excited, and now I'm not excited. You've ruined it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to do that. Sorry to give you the facts that ruin TV show. Brian, what about you? I know it's on YouTube Red. Will you wait for it to like all be out and then like do a free trial and just binge it, or is this thing never going to see your masterful list of stuff to watch?
I haven't even watched The Wire yet. This is way low on the list.
Yeah, I'll say, I was interested. I really was. And then, I saw the trailer. I was like, ooh, yay. But I didn't know it was a YouTube Red original. So I'm never going to watch this. Like,
That's a lie.
I'm never going to watch this.
No, it's a lie that you didn't know it's a YouTube Red.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know. I know
did.
we had talked about it. I didn't remember.
Oh, so your memory sucks. That's what you're saying.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
He misremembered.
All right, well, listen, talking about things that we remember being awesome, let's talk about the trailer for The Incredibles 2, because Incredible 1 was so good, and this has been way too long.
This is going to be incredible.
Oh.
Beat you to it.
The trailer had a lot of superhero parenting. There was way more parenting than I thought would be in an Incredible
The entire
movie.
first movie is parenting. Parenting
there's
with powers.
action, and there's romance, and,
this movie
Parenting all through the action.
There is parenting all through the action.
They parent all the time, even when they're beating up thugs.
But Brian,
This
I
looks
know
great.
you've been waiting for years
Looks
for this,
amazing.
so what do you think?
I can't wait. The only thing I'm more excited about this is when Wreck-It Ralph 2 comes out and I get to slap you. That's it.
That's right.
And slapping you.
Slap it over Wreck-It Ralph 2.
This is going to be great. I can't wait. From what I can gather from the trailer, it looks like mom's going out and doing the super heroics and dad's got to stay home with the kids. And that's going to be an interesting dynamic. And then probably like the first one, eventually he's going to have to go save mom because, they're a family. They ride or die together. Bad boys for life.
It looks awesome. It does. It looks awesome.
And this is the exception to the fact of, it's been too long for a sequel for movies. I mean, it's been 14 years since Incredibles.
You are
1?
the only one who says that.
I'm not the
all
only
the
one
time
who says that.
with everything.
Anchorman, Men in Black 2, my prime 2 examples for that rule.
Yeah, you're prime 2 examples, but no one sits there when Anchorman 2 and Men in Black 2 are coming out saying, "Oh, it's been too long."
Yeah, that's
no
what
one
they said
does
about
that.
with Zoolander 2.
You are the only one who's done
That's
that.
not true. That
You
is
are the
not
only
true.
person.
I will now go find articles and put them in show notes of people saying it's been too long.
I would love to see them
Well,
and
now
then
I-
never read them.
No, that's probably your best part.
Send me the links so I shall not touch them. Josh, what do you think about this trailer?
I said it looks awesome. Like I don't have, I don't have any more to add there.
I just need Uncle Jesse's opinion. That's all I'm saying.
All right, the next bit of news that I had here was there is another Willy Wonka remake that is on its way, allegedly. So, I mean, Gene Wilder did such a great job with it. Now, it was not, great to the source material, but, Johnny Depp's was terrible.
Come with me and you'll be in a world of no imagination. Take a look and you'll see. Seriously, no imagination.
This script is apparently being written by Simon Rich, who is the screenwriter for Inside Out, also The Secret Life of Pets. So, that cancels out, because Inside Out, really good. Secret Life of Pets, really bad. Those two things just kind of negate what they're working on. I mean, do we need another one? Do we want another one? Does anyone want another Willy Wonka movie?
I'm all right with it. Specifically because I don't see Tim Burton attached anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like.
I don't
to see
want it.
I'd like to see a Willy Wonka without Tim Burton. That'd be great.
But it could go to somebody else who's just also really bad. Who knows?
No,
Nick
it's
Cage can
gonna-
play Willy Wonka. Is that what you want?
It's going to be.
Actually, hold on.
Oh, that would be
Hold
awesome.
on. That would be pretty awesome. I'm not going to lie.
Just-
It's going to be Paul King.
Who's Paul King?
The stupid bear movies, the Paddington movies,
Oh. Yeah, no, I still don't want this.
and then who's producing? David Heyman. He produced the Harry Potter.
Harry Potter franchise. Yeah. So, I mean,
yeah, no, I still don't want this.
All right,
We have a perfect Willy Wonka movie. It is
the one with
perfect.
Gene Wilder.
Yeah, of course.
All right, just check.
Why the hell would I mean the Tim Burton one?
I don't know. I kind of feel like they screwed the pooch on the Tim Burton one because Tim Burton. So I could do with a fresh look on Willy Wonka.
Are you willing to just go, what Johnny Depp one? I don't know what you're talking about.
This is going to be
Gene
Johnny
Wilder
Depp
in
again.
this?
This is going to be Johnny Depp again, right?
No, it's not. No, this is not Johnny Depp again.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, it's fine. Give me somebody new. Who's going to be?
They don't know yet. We don't know.
They're just saying it's coming.
They're just saying, hey, somebody's writing a script.
The chocolate fountain's about to spray all over the
Someone
place.
at a Hollywood studio said, "Yeah, I'll read another script for Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory." Yeah,
I mean,
send
just
it
get
over.
closer. Just get closer to the Gene Wilder movie. Get there, because what the piece of crap they made, 5 years ago was
right.
not.
But the Gene Wilder one doesn't hold to the play and to the book. It kind of does the same thing.
CJ,
What?
no one cares if
People
it holds
care.
the player book. No one cares.
People care.
CJ,
After the Johnny Depp one, people care.
CJ, everyone cares about the Gene Wilder movie.
I agree.
Shh, it's a secret.
So
Don't tell anyone.
don't remake the Gene Wilder movie because you can't do that.
Don't remake it at all.
No, I'm saying just get closer. Yeah, I mean they're gonna look. Hollywood's gonna reboot everything. So I don't know why anybody's shocked that this is happening.
As a side note, then I did want you to know that Kind of Nerds podcast is being rebooted with just 3 completely other different people as well.
I hope it's Tom Hardy. Can Tom Hardy be me?
Yeah.
Can Tom Hardy be Bane and do a Brian impersonation? That'd be great.
What's that sound like?
I don't know what it would sound like. I don't know Tom Hardy. Do you want me to do an impression of Bane doing an impression of me? That's going to be tough.
That is that-
I kind of want to hear that now that you've said it.
That's a little ridiculous. Yeah.
Ah, yes. Cape Tech. This is a very interesting topic, CJ. I don't care about the Willy Wonka remake at all.
You know what? The topic was bad, but it was worth it just for that. It really was. It was worth it just for that. I appreciate it. You know what? Then let's move away from TV and movies exclusively, but let's take a look then at the world of comics and how it is affecting, well, Brian this week. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Cape Talk.
Cape Talk.
Okay, listen, I cannot go on any kind of nerd website, community, chat, group, text, nothing, without somebody in the group just demanding to see the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League.
I don't know
And
if you want that anymore.
Well, no, you don't. And the other part is we're never going to get it. There is no Snyder cut. I mean, there have been multiple reports that the Snyder cut of Justice League has been described as unwatchable. So, I mean, I did not dislike the Joss Whedon Zack Snyder combination enough to say, oh, well, just show me what Zack Snyder was going to do. I'm also not a fan of Zack Snyder, so I mean, I'm a little biased in that part. But like,
This article is very upfront about the fact that Zack Snyder was fired from Justice League. He wasn't like amicably parted ways, and that's why we'll never see the cut, because the studio fired him and doesn't want his cut.
well, and the way that because I've also read the stories of Zack Snyder was fired before before he left kind of thing, and it's one of those like they were going to fire him, and it was okay. You can either take the time off to deal with your family issues, or you're fired. Kind of.
No, it was really like, listen, we can either fire you and make this a really big thing, or you can quit and fade into obscurity. And he chose to quit.
Yeah.
So that's probably why we're never going to see this cut.
Josh, you were a person who watched the extended cut of Batman v Superman. Didn't really have a lot of negative things to kind of throw at it like Brian and I did. And I know that you did enjoy Justice League. And you so I'm just really kind of curious to hear your perspective then, because you kind of been able to come at this a little differently than we have.
So Justice League came out on iTunes last week.
Right.
I watched it again, just as bad as it was the first time, maybe worse. Like it, I'm not sure that anything could fix that movie.
Oh, I mean, there's plenty to fix it if they.
No.
Right.
I'm not sure anything you show me is gonna fix how I
see.
feel about it. Is what I'm saying.
Yes. What if I showed you a cute little furry bunny?
I don't like bunnies.
Well, okay, a puppy. What if I gave you a puppy while you watched it?
More of a cat guy.
You're a cat guy?
What?
Cats are the fucking devil. So you don't like this movie because Batman's a dog person.
Possibly, but I just didn't like.
You are specious.
The other
sir.
thing that adds fuel to this fire to see the Snyder cut was the actor who played Steppenwolf, whose name I'm not even going to attempt to butcher. Said that there was a lot in this movie that wasn't shown, right? That a lot of his work, and he thought that the better part of his performance was not in the movie that we saw in theaters. And he said, quote, "We hope the director cut comes out because it was better than the movie in the theaters." So I mean, like, there's a couple. I mean, that doesn't sway.
I'll be the
me at
judge
all.
of that.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers, if you are listening,
You're
please
not.
send me the director's cut of Zack Snyder's Justice League. I shall judge it and see if it is worthy for public consumption.
It's not gonna be.
No, probably not. But I get to see another cut of it. Why not?
All right. Well, the bottom line comes down to this, and it doesn't sound like we would even want it. Like, even if they gave us the option, it doesn't sound like we would want to watch it. So,
Nope.
I'm sorry, all DC fanboys who want the Snyder Cut, who somehow think that is going to save this movie and having people to stop, crapping on it. No, it's not going to help you. It's not your save. It's not
You
your
know what would
salvation.
make people stop crapping on it?
If
They
they
made a good movie. Moving on.
All right, more DC news came out as well that our favorite director, Mr. Blow 'em Up Michael Bay, is reportedly being courted to make.
That's what they call him. Oh, blow him up.
Blow 'em up, Michael Bay. He is slated to shoot Lobo. He's going to work on a Lobo movie.
Yeah, this is perfect.
That's the director I want for Lobo, but at the same time,
That
I
is the
also
director you
saw-
want for Lobo.
I know, but I also saw Transformers: The Last Night. And
Listen.
I don't want Michael Bay near anything.
Who cares?
Listen.
Give me all the Transformers movies.
Yeah, seriously. First off, I have my complaints about the Transformers franchise, which I have a funny joke to tell you after I'm done saying this. But dude, I mean, the guy, Michael Bay, what you like him or you hate him, the guy is good at action movies. He's found his niche. That's what he does. He does it really well. And Lobo's the type of character that I don't need a very impressive story. I don't need to learn the ins and outs of the character. I just want see him blow up planets and kill people.
So, Brian, a lot of people don't know the name Lobo. Can you give us a little backstory as to who this is and why Michael Bay is a good fit then?
He's basically like Cable or Punisher, right? I mean, it's
I'm not really. He's an interstellar bounty hunter. Essentially, he is a
right, but he's sort of a kill at will guy.
Yeah, I mean that's all he is. He is a hey, pay me enough and I'll kill this guy. Like
Right.
he's foul mouthed. He's just completely raunchy, and he's very just point and shoot.
He's not really a deep character, CJ.
He's really not. He is the main man. He is the bounty hunter to the stars. He is from a planet that he decided to blow up because he could. I mean, this guy has
Did he
tangled
kill
with
everybody on the planet just because he could?
he killed his home planet.
Oh.
Last time I checked, unless they changed something. He's tackled with a whole bunch of people in the
DC.
DC universe. Like, I mean, he's thrown down with Superman. He's thrown down with.
All right, so if this guy is a gun for hire who blew up his own planet, first off, I want to see Michael Bay blow up a whole planet. So
yeah, how cool would that be?
got the right guy to do that,
Right?
But I'm also then assuming it's the same thing, that it's just like a Transformers movie. It's just everything that like The Simpsons. If anything gets destroyed in any way, it just goes in fire, just immediately
That's
bursts
okay.
into flames.
That's what you want. You want things to just be on fire constantly. And when I go see a Michael Bay movie, if there is not at least 46 fires, I am disappointed.
And that fits then with Lobo, right? That makes sense in his universe and the way that you would tell his story is everything blow up, a lot of shooty stuff,
It's
right?
a shocker for you guys. It's going to be Josh Brolin playing him anyway. So just know that Josh Brolin fits this role perfectly.
So this is the flip side of this. So Michael Bay, right, is being courted to do it now, but apparently Guy Ritchie was supposed to be doing a movie of this back in the early 2000s, early 2009. I like Guy Ritchie. I like the stuff he does, and I'd be kind of down to see Guy Ritchie doing a comic book movie. So, given your choice, which one would you rather have for a Lobo movie? Would you rather have Michael
Guy
Bay?
Ritchie. Guy Ritchie. How is that even a question?
I'd probably pick Michael Bay.
Oh, come on.
I'm just saying, no one can do this type of bland action movie like Michael Bay can. Guy Ritchie, there's usually some depth.
Did you not like Sherlock Holmes?
I love the Sherlock Holmes
Lock,
movies.
Stock, Snatch.
Stop
and Rolla.
Just stop naming the movies, because I also love Armageddon, The Island, Transformers 1 through 5. The Rock. There's plenty of Michael Bay movies that I highly enjoy too.
I don't know, man. It seems like when you compare the two, Michael Bay just like he gives you the popcorn movie, and that's cool. But with a character like this, there's real potential to like tell a story.
Yeah, but I'll be honest. Most people who want to see a movie about a space bounty hunter who blew up his own planet, they want to see a Michael Bay explosion. Like they're not looking for a story.
Let's face it, DC needs a popcorn movie right now. They just need something to just get butts in the seat and get people talking.
Man, it's just ugh.
That's what they need.
Listen, I like
Now-
Guy Ritchie too. I love a lot of his movies. I don't like Michael Bay in the last 6 years. But at the same time, I kind of want to see Michael Bay do a Lobo movie. I'm not going to lie.
So you guys don't watch The Good Place at all, do you?
No.
Oh, it's really good.
Oh,
With
it's really
Kristen Bell and
bad.
Ted Danson? Huh?
Oh, it's bad, man.
It is not.
Yeah, Laura tried watching it. She couldn't do it.
You've got to suffer through the first couple episodes, but in this season, Ted Danson is in talking to somebody, and they give him this like little Axe body spray, and they're like, "Hey, spray it on you. It smells like how you feel after watching a Transformers movie." And he's like, oh, "Okay," so he sprays it, and then he walks up to Kristen Bell later. She's just like, "Why do you smell like loud and confusing?" And I fucking lost it.
That's accurate. That's accurate. All right, this is our last story for Cave Talk. A few months ago, there was a trailer for a movie called The New Mutants, to which we all went,
Maisie Williams.
Right.
Maisie Williams.
Well, there's been some news with the development of this Disney Fox buyout. New Mutants has been moved from April of this year to February 22nd of next year. Allegedly is going to ramp up those horror elements. According to the director, it's going to be the hardest PG-13 ever made.
They should move it to the 7th of Nebuary.
Nebuary.
And there's good news. Maisie Williams seems to be kind of okay with the fact that they are pushing this back. They said that they finished filming the movie in September, and with
Yeah,
an April release,
she has to go win the Game of Thrones.
It was
Like,
exactly.
She can't be messing around with this.
Yeah, no, and she's basically just saying, listen, they kind of rushed it a little bit, and I'm glad that they're going to go back and take the time to do it. And we're like, well, yeah, and also, can I have Game of Thrones now, please? I would absolutely love for this movie to just be gone, lost in the ether of whatever happened to that.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. I'm interested. I'm interested enough to see it. My issues with it when we first saw the trailer are still my issues now. Like, where do you go after this? This could be a great first movie, but there's not a franchise in this.
God, let's
Nope.
hope not.
And it's not going to fit so well.
I don't know if hold on, as Josh has pointed out before, if Disney has it, Disney is obviously known for not rebooting and redoing and sequeling every
Never.
property that they own. They never do that. There's
Ever.
not like 3 Aladdins. Like, that would be crazy.
It's not their formula.
And like one of them like doesn't have Robin Williams, and then the third one does. Like, they never make drastic changes like that ever.
What? But they do all the time. CJ, was that a joke?
Yeah, that's the whole bit.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the bit.
I get. Yeah, I get it. It's ironic. Funny.
Oh, that's fucking great. No, that was good. You're good, you.
Did you just De Niro him?
I did. I'm sorry.
Let me ask the final question for the New Mutants is, do you think that this is a movie that should stay PG-13, or do you just tilt this over to R and just say it's a horror movie, just make it R if you had
What
to choose?
rating? If I had to choose, I'd want to know what is the rating of movies that go away.
NC-17. The only one that did it was Showgirls.
That go away forever, where I don't have to see them.
None with Fox. Fox will put out anything.
Damn it. Well, then PG-13.
I have something real quick
Oh yes, sir. Please.
that I just found.
Okay.
Did you know that Sony had the opportunity to buy all of Marvel's properties?
What?
Yeah.
I did not know this, and I'm glad that they didn't, because fuck Sony.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad that they didn't too.
I have to. You know what? I need to issue a correction then to last week on the topic when it came to the Venom trailer. I was like, yeah, no, it wasn't that bad. And then I said, well, yeah, dude, like, don't show Venom. Like, it's fine. And to which all of you, and I mean all of you, the two of you here on the show, and then people listening to the show,
The
all said,
millions and
you-
millions.
you all said, I don't know, like, who hurt you and who dropped you on your head, but no, you were wrong. And I watched it again, and you guys are absolutely right. That trailer was basically the Tom Hardy movie. And I needed to see Venom. You guys were right. That trailer is crap. So I apologize for
I
being
got
stupid.
the joy of seeing that trailer again before Black Panther.
Okay, so Brian sent us this article, so I'm going to put the link in the show notes. The headline alone should just tell you the whole story. Sony once turned down a chance to buy all of Marvel's movie rights for only $25 million. And that was what, 20 years ago?
20 years ago.
Oh
yeah,
my
they
God.
were in a bad spot.
Yeah, Marvel was basically bankrupt, right? 20 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, 20 years ago, we're looking at 2008. This is right before their deal with Disney. Wow. Like when Disney bought them. So, like, I guess it was on the table that it was either going to, like, Sony or Disney was going to buy them. And Disney made the smart choice. Sony exec apparently said, nobody gives a shit about any of the other Marvel characters except for
Spider-Man.
the Spider-Man that they now currently owned at the time. So
Wow.
they turned it down.
I mean, it's
And-
true, though. I mean, no one cared about Iron Man. We talk about it all the
This
time.
is
No one
not the
cared about it.
definition of egg on your face. I don't know what is.
Well, here's the worst part about it, though. When Sony got hacked, we would have known everything about the MCU, like, all the way through. So, I'm kind of glad they didn't do this.
Like, yeah, like I'm not sad that it happened because,
Right.
geez, like they would have made a freaking schmishmortion out of this.
I mean, that's a mistake, right? But
Right.
on the other hand, Disney acquires them, and then, they get a letter from Lieutenant Dan saying he invested in some fruit company, and they don't have to worry about money no more. So, one less thing. That's what just happened. I'm
Because
serious.
they have Spider-Man, so they're still fine. They're still floating around. It's not like
Dude.
Sony's hurting for cash.
I gotta tell you,
They will be once Venom tanks.
$25
just FYI.
million is pennies
Yeah.
when you think about this franchise.
Let me put that in perspective for you. Black Panther, on its preview night alone, Thursday night showings, raked in $25.5 million. That's one day. Not even an entire day for one movie.
Yeah, 7 p.m. onward.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's insanity. CJ raised the question of inflation. What would those dollars be today? 25 million then. All right, to everybody listening to the podcast, it's a shit ton of money, but for Sony, it's nothing. It's nothing.
Right. They spend that on
Coke and a smile.
right.
Pennies, right?
They spend that on chips for the whole company.
Today, that 25 million that they decided not to spend would be worth 37.5. Right? So they'd gain 50% on their money by keeping it. That's what they gained.
Right.
By keeping it, they gained 12.5 million. What's Brian, loosely, what's the Marvel franchise worth? Billions?
You want loosely, or I could probably figure that out right now.
Billions.
I would
right?
say billions, just easily billions. Okay, so according to the article that I've read, right, the MCU, as of now, $10.9 billion in worldwide box office sales. So, I mean, for the math that is available on the internet, and that's just, conjectures and people just tallying up box office sales, it's over $10 billion.
Disney spent $4 billion to buy Marvel and everything under it.
So Sony could have bought it for $25 million. Disney bought it for $4 billion, and they've made at least over $10 billion. And I mean,
listen, does anybody listening at this point, I want you to think about taking $25 out of your pocket and handing it over to somebody. I mean, that's essentially the decision,
right,
that was avoided. That's insanity.
Josh, if you had a plethora of wonderful ideas that I could buy for $25, I'd do it.
Well, thank you.
Bottom line comes down to this. They made the right decision. For us, the fans, I think I'm glad that Sony isn't in charge of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because it wouldn't exist and it would all be garbage. So thanks, Disney, for throwing a lot of money at Marvel and saving them and making where we are.
Doing the right thing, yeah.
Now, Sony, give Spider-Man back. Just shut up and get out of there.
We'll get him. It's okay.
One day soon.
Okay, little buddy.
On my deathbed, it better at least have been completed. At least Sony doesn't have Spider-Man. And then, the moment I die, they can have it back. But on the deathbed, let it be with Marvel. Let it be where it belongs. Seriously, beep. I'm sorry, he's dead. Hey guys, did you hear Sony just bought Spider-Man? Oh my god, what happened? I'm okay with that. All right, well, that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of Cape Talk. Now it is time for me to have my wonderful obsession of going around the internet, finding the weird, finding the obscure, and then, of course, asking for a tech perspective. I got a Bane.
Yes.
It's Bane impersonating Brian doing the boops and the beats.
I'm a dude playing another dude.
The tech rises, CJ.
Thank you,
Says
Brian.
It's Brian pretending to be Tom Hardy, being Bane pretending to be Brian. It's a vicious circle.
My head hurts, but I think he's nominated for an Oscar now, right? Is that how that works? All right, I've got two quick stories regarding Facebook that I want to put out there, get your perspective on, and then I got one really cool story that I know Josh is going to enjoy. So Facebook is introducing a list feature, so your news feed is going to be just covered with them. So you can put my travel wish list: number 1, Italy; 2, LA; 3, Brazil, and it's going to be and then people goals for the year: eat healthy, work out more, write a book, call my family, and it's just going to flood your news feed. And Facebook, I just have one thing to say to you: just stop, really just stop and give me a dislike button. Finally, just the only
my travel list. Number 1, my bed. Number 2, my couch. Number 3, wherever my TV is.
No. You know what's going on this, Brian? What's going on this is the movies that you're supposed to watch that you are not actually going to watch. So people are going to be like, hey, I noticed you haven't crossed the wire off your list of stuff to watch yet. What's up with that?
Is this supposed to be so people can bully me into doing things via social media?
That's what Facebook is about. I don't know if you know that.
Hey, CJ, how's that trip to Italy coming?
You're absolutely right. I just am completely estranged at this point. I check in sometimes. Otherwise,
The only thing I know with Facebook and you and Josh is just that you're flying. I just see that you're flying all the time. That's the only
Right.
thing I see on your Facebook feed.
right. So
That, and like
I,
when the Redskins do something, you like, hi, I like. The
I check in sometimes, and if I get a notification that somebody tagged me, I check it, and I never scroll because it's just gross. It's gross, like the news. It's just gross.
Yeah, right. Exactly. It's just full of crap. But it's just like just when you're like, oh, you know what? I think I understand Facebook and I know how to navigate it and avoid all the bullshit. You know, the dumb stuff. They put out a list feature. Just stop. Just stop.
Ha!
Facebook.
Bamboozled again.
All right. The other thing is this, and I just want everyone to know about this, to not use it. Facebook on the iOS app is promoting Facebook's very own VPN. If you don't know what a VPN is, it's a way to, quote, protect you on the internet, right? It's a
Yeah,
way
I want to route all my data through Facebook.
and that's where you say no, right? I think it's called Avano. I don't know what it's actually called anymore, and who cares?
Onavo,
Onavo,
something like that?
whatever. Please, this is a public service announcement. Do not do this, because what it does, right? It takes all your traffic on your phone, all internet related traffic, and feeds it through Facebook before it goes to the internet. And that is your email, that is your web searching, that is your Angry Birds
your life,
connection,
your
it's
entire life.
everything is your consciousness being fed through Facebook. People already post enough on Facebook to begin with. Facebook already has enough of your data. For the love of God, don't think that you're getting security. Don't think that you're getting privacy. Don't think that you're getting ad blocking. All you're doing is just feeding advertisers, feeding Facebook with more data. Do not use their VPN. Just
Is
don't
Facebook trying
do
to be
it.
lawnmower man?
No,
Is that what
Facebook is
you're
just
telling
being
me?
Facebook. Like Facebook
You
is
just said my
already
entirety was going through Facebook.
yeah,
Like that's lawnmower man.
pretty much.
Yeah, no. I'm
Don't
good.
do this. It's basically, you know what it is? I know exactly the analogy. Are you ready? It's basically like installing malware on your iPhone.
That sounds like a
Essentially,
great
yeah.
idea.
Don't
Sign me the F up.
don't do it. For the love of God, don't do it. Okay, but in happy news, in news that we actually want to talk about, so Harry Potter fans, everybody loves wands. When you go to Wizarding World of Harry Potter, you buy a wand, right? If you're a fan, you buy knockoff wands. Everybody likes having a Harry Potter wands. So now Jack Pacific is going to be making their own Harry Potter toys that are aimed at teaching you basically how to be a wizard. It's the thing where like you make movements like a Wii remote, and it's like, congratulations, you've cast a spell. And then the next part is they're going to let you duel with other people with these wands.
Will
So
they
you
let me
can-
trade with people too, and then I'll never get it?
Yeah, pretty much, right? But what it's supposed to be is really like a rock, paper, scissors, like different, like one spell beats another spell, and they have like Dumbledore armies, training spells. It's a $25 wand that lets you wave a wand at another person and be like, I beat you. I think this is fine. Well, I'm
There's
okay
going to
with
be
this."
4 of them in the Burns house.
Absolutely. Now the
They
question
only
is,
they're only making 3
yes,
wands.
they're making Harry's, they're making Voldemort's, and they're making Dumbledore's as of right now.
Look, here's the cool thing. It's not laser tag where you're just shooting at somebody. You actually have to draw the spell. You have to like conjure the spell using the wand in order to win. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so like I said, the best analogy I came up with is rock, paper, scissors. But you have to complete the way that it is drawn.
Are there only 3 spells? How
No,
many spells?
there are.
Is this like rock, paper, scissors, lizard,
There are
Spock?
11 spells, and
Ooh,
then
that's a lot of.
There are 16 spells.
well, the Dumbledore's army ones are like training spells.
Then there are 11. Okay, fair enough. There are
So there are 11 like dueling spells, and then 5 training spells. So like you can learn how to like actually like use the wand and just walk around and yell things. I will, however, notice that there is one spell that is missing. Avada Kedavra. Just
No, there are no unforgivable.
no unforgivables. They're all
This is you know why?
Expelliarmus
Because
crap.
it's for kids.
I
They shouldn't
would
be
hope so.
killing each other. So it looks like there are no attack spells.
there are no attack spells. Josh, you said there's going to be 4 in the Burns household. What is it going to look like when you come home? Like what are you envisioning when you hear this product?
Oh, I just I think it's something fun that we can do every so often. It's just a cool little thing. I don't expect there to be giant battles and whatever. I do expect that whatever happens, Zoe will end up pummeling Christian, and it's generally the way things go down. But it just doesn't. I mean, for $25, I'm gonna burn $100. Who cares? Like, this looks awesome. Although I'm not
for hours of fun, Josh. Your kids are going to have more fun with this than they do with the jungle gym at the theater.
Zoe's getting she's getting the Voldemort wand.
Oh, does that match the personality? Is that what that is?
Sometimes.
Who's getting the Elder Wand?
I am.
Okay. And then Harry is that Christian?
And Laura probably.
Okay, they're gonna both get Harry.
Maybe I'll buy a spare wand for when I go over to the Burns household.
Brian shows up at the door. Ding dong. Hi, how are you? I have my wand. Can I play, please?
If I just stupefy your kids and then run away, that'd be awesome.
It's Leviosa.
It's the Leviosa. That's exactly. That's right there. That is the Burns kids. You come, Wingardium Leviosa. No, it's not Wingardium Leviosa. They'll just correct you. So listen, if you ever show up to Josh's house with a Harry Potter wand, just know you're being corrected by your pronunciation.
You will be corrected, yes.
You may also get questions that involve lists.
What are your top 5 everything?
I love it. I love lists. I love ranking things.
Brian, since you said that you love ranking things, that is a perfect segue into the nerd degree. The nerd degree is where that kind of nerd gives a topic, a product, a movie, whatever, the third degree. And this week, man, we've got a doozy. It's called the Pop Theater. And it's a wonderful Kickstarter, ladies and gentlemen. And the way I can describe it is, you know those hampers you buy at Five Below that kind of
wearing a trash can on your face.
It's exactly it. You put this over your head, you put your phone inside of it, and you're supposed to watch a movie in public. Now, let me tell you the best part about this. Go to the show notes, right? Go check out this video, because they have it in 2 fantastic positions. Number 1 is a kid is just laying on the ground, like in a park, with like this hamper over his head.
No, he's laying on a sidewalk. It looks like a trash
There's
can.
another one who is laying on a bench in front of a movie theater, as if to go, see, big movie theater chain, you're not going to get me. I'm going to watch it on my phone. This thing is utterly ridiculous, but let me tell you where it gets even worse. Right now, at the time of this recording, there are $14,000 pledged to this thing on a $40,000 goal, with only 11 hours to go at the time of this recording, so it's not going to meet its goal. But 115 people have backed this, and I would like for each of you to try to guess the retail price before you go digging through their website.
I would pay...
Not what you would pay. What are they asking for retail?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were ranking it in our standard system.
Oh, we will in just a moment. I'm curious if you can guess the retail price. Price is right in it right now.
All right, $27.79, Bob.
No, you are not.
$1.
It is retailing for $119.
Yes.
Now
I'll pay it.
The reason it is doing that is it also comes with a remote control, a Bluetooth wireless speaker, a carrying bag, by the way, a carrying bag for the hamper, and then the actual hamper itself. No. Listen, if you want to spend $119 on this, come over to my house. I got a bridge that I need to sell you. I can make this for like $6.
But CJ, it has fine stitching, CJ. Fine stitching and breathable material.
Because you're stuffing your face and just breathing your own, exhaled breath for like 2 hours. I'm not sure people won't suffocate in this fucking thing. Like, I'm looking at it going, either I'm going to suffocate in this thing or somebody's going to come along and steal my wallet. I'm not going to have any idea what's happening.
My favorite thing is it has a big thing of quotes of who's been talking about us, and it has like digital trends and Mashable and TechCrunch, like all talking about the product. And their quotes all start with it's here. This is it. You simply place your device inside the top of the theater and look up and watch movies or TV shows. Then they stop the quote, but the next words of that sentence are, this is total horseshit. So they're just picking and choosing which sentence. This is ridiculous. So Josh, on our standard unit of measure, I'm very curious where this falls in the nerd degree.
So I would pay for this item, all of the business cards that I left in my pocket that went through the wash and then the dryer and I recollected, I would pay those.
For me, this is worth the pile of wrappers that you're left after you eat a bag of Tootsie Rolls and you don't know what to do with them. You just like you're too far away from the trash can, but you're right there at the sofa, right in the armrest. So big pile of Tootsie Roll wrappers.
Huh.
Brian, I don't know why you're having a hard time with this. This is the same thing we do every single week.
I'm watching the videos. This is amazing. It comes with little
Brian
poles.
just pledged.
Oh, yeah, that's the best part about this. I'm sorry, I didn't get to explain
$60
this.
pledge right now. Here we go.
In order to get this thing to stand up, Josh, you have to put poles
You have to
inside of
put
it, like
poles
it's a
in it.
tent. It's
Well,
not like
of course.
it's not like no. Think of the collapsible like campers. It's not one of those, which would be way more logical. You have some assembly
snap their
required.
head off.
Assembly required. I just want to run like if someone had this at a park, I just want to run past them and kick it. Just kick it and fling it away.
It's got their head in it.
That's fine. Their head's not like it's on the
It
ground.
is. It's.
I don't
but
care.
It's behind,
You know what? You know what? Then
totally
I'm doing.
wrapped around their
That's
head.
fine. This is Darwinism at his worst.
CJ gets picked up on a murder beef. Is what we're talking about.
What they deserve.
So this is worth the empty Chips Ahoy container that I promised I wasn't going to eat all in one sitting, but I did, and now I feel terrible about myself.
Oh, pop theater.
Oh, this is so awful. Oh my gosh. I'm enamored by how awful this is. This is amazing. Oh my gosh, this guy's just on a long chair with this fucking thing over his head.
I agree.
With the pool behind. He's at a public pool. Go swimming, you asshole. Why?
Brian, if you don't want to hold your Nintendo Switch at your millennial rooftop party
No.
and not socialize with people, just put it in the pop theater.
This is I listen, I don't like socializing with people. This is a terrible idea. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. If I can get the early bird special, I can get 4 of them for $240. Yes. Or I could get 10 if I pledge 480. I'm getting this. You're all getting one. Merry fucking Christmas.
It's you and a bunch of friends go to the park and lay in the grass with these things on your heads,
In a circle.
all watching 4 different things, like completely oblivious to the world around you. This, you know what, man? I mean, everyone laying like you deserve to get stomped in
That's
the
what I'm
nuts
saying.
laying on the grass watching this.
I
shit.
should be allowed to kick that even with your head in it. I should be
Oh
allowed
my
to kick that
gosh.
like Lucy and Charlie Brown. That should happen.
Great. This is so bad. It's great. This is bad. Great.
There's also a picture of a kid doing this in his dorm room, and he's so lonely. Like, you just know he's so lonely. He was never invited anywhere.
You know they're showing all these pictures of me while they're crying and dying on the inside. I am so alone. Oh, so good.
The pop theater. Okay. Now for the moment you all have been waiting for. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the triumphant return of everyone's favorite segment. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to cast this.
Cast this.
All right, so based off a conversation that we had 2 weeks ago with Ryan Reynolds possibly rebooting the 1985 classic Clue, you two gentlemen wonderfully decided that will be the movie that we are casting today. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's start and casting this. Let's start with our first role. Josh, take it away.
We're gonna go with Mrs. Peacock. Brian.
Mrs. Peacock, I have Catherine Tate, who you would know as Donna from Doctor
That's
Who.
not a bad call. I have Mary Louise Parker.
That's not a bad call either.
Yeah, she's been in a ton of stuff. Red 2, or a couple things that come to mind, but Weeds, and certainly she was Amy Gardner on West Wing.
I don't hate either of these. I mean,
I don't hate them.
Mary Louise Parker, though, is pretty. She's pretty. Brian, why is your pick better than Josh's?
So I like your pick, Josh. I just I feel like I haven't seen Mary Louise Parker in enough comedic roles where she's the comedy. She's always like the straight person who's playing off of the comedy that's happening around her.
Yeah,
And I feel like Catherine Tate can pull off the comedy a little bit better. Especially,
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that assessment. The only reason I went Mary Louise Parker is she's super, super quirky.
yeah, but I mean, Catherine Tate's got that quirky,
I'm with you.
quirkiness down too.
Again, it was just simply the only person, or the first person that came to mind, and I didn't bother exploring further.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this one to Brian. I actually like his pick a little better. I'm thinking, just like you said, that you normally plays the straight man. So Brian, you're on the board, buddy.
All right, pick a character.
All right, pick a character, Brian.
Let's go with Colonel Mustard.
I have Bob Odenkirk.
Ooh,
I
I like that. I like that good. I like that a lot.
have Seth Rogen. I went with a younger Colonel Mustard, not old head. CJ, are you frozen or are you thinking?
I'm giving that one to Josh. All I'm hearing is Seth
Wow,
Rogen's.
that's mean.
I'm just hearing Seth Rogen's laugh and like, yeah, for Colonel Mustard. That's what I'm hearing. I don't want to hear
That's
that.
kind of what I would imagine. Him with like a pipe doing that laugh. How great would that be?
No, that would be awful. No, I'm sorry. That's
And I mean, the
I
man's
don't-
funny. Let's face it, he's funny.
He's funny. I don't like Seth Rogen.
I don't like it for that. I'm sorry, Brian. Good try.
Let's
Seth.
go Mrs. White, Brian.
I have Helen Mirren for Mrs. White.
Oh, that's
It's really good.
no.
Plus in Red, we know she can do comedy.
Mm-hmm.
I have Zoe Deschanel.
Oh,
I don't remember Mrs. White being like she seemed younger than the rest of the crowd just in the movie.
No, I'm thinking more of
that's-
the board game too. I'm mixing.
Yeah, that's
stuff.
the image I have in my mind is the movie, and then she's just the weirdest fucking thing I've ever seen.
I'm gonna give this to Brian. I think that he played that right. That is, I don't know, that sounded right in my head.
Yep, I'm fine with it.
I'm gonna go with it. All right, Brian, pick your character.
Let's go with Miss Scarlet.
I have Isla Fisher.
Ooh,
I have Scarlett Johansson.
ooh. You both pick redheads.
They both can do comedy. We know that.
Both
Yeah,
can
yeah.
do comedy.
I don't have. I mean, I'm never going to argue against Scarlett Johansson. I'm not going to say it's the right pick. I'm not going to argue against it.
Okay, so give me an example of So they both have very different comedy chops, right? They both have different ways to kind of handle this. Josh, why is your comedy right for Miss Scarlet?
Wedding Crashers.
Okay.
Yeah, but I've always seen Miss Scarlet as the young seductress, and not saying that Isla Fisher can't do it, but Isla Fisher in Wedding Crashers is not that.
So I was
I'm
thinking-
imagining
Go
a
ahead. What
comedic
do you-
version of Black Widow. That's exactly what I'm imagining. Black Widow, but funny.
I can't call it CJ.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking.
CJ's thinking.
I'm thinking. So I love Ira Fisher, but I love Scarlett Johansson. They both can do comedy. I'm gonna go off the description that Brian gave me. Actually, Miss Scarlet being a Black Widow and meaning that in both terms, but funny. I think you win on that one. I think you win on that front.
Woo!
That's Brian in the lead, by the way, ladies and
I'm
gentlemen.
marking
It is
all the
3
ones
to-
that I'm winning
3
right
to
now.
1.
All
Brian,
right.
it is your
Yes.
pick.
My pick?
Yep.
Let's go with the one that I'm not feeling very confident about, Mr. Green.
I have
Okay.
Steve Buscemi.
oh,
I have Tom Cavanaugh.
okay. From The Flash.
From The Flash, he was in Scrubs, from Ed. He's in a bunch of stuff.
They both have a lot of range to it, but they're also very different for that. Brian, why did you go with Tom Cavanaugh?
I put together a pretty quirky cast with one more straight guy who could still do comedy. So I'm just following that theme. Tom Cavanaugh's quirky.
And I see that's funny. I just went as loopy as I could think of for every character.
Tom Cavanaugh's pretty loopy too. I mean, you watch Scrubs and Dan from Scrubs is loopy, but he can do some like serious stuff too.
No, I get what you did. I'm okay with it.
Here's what I'm thinking in my head when you said those two actors. So Tom Cavanaugh, right? I see him playing the straight man, but then just has like a burst like here and there, right, of just kookiness. Like, what the hell did he just do? Like, that was weird. But he's straight the entire time. With Steve Buscemi, I see him starting off as straight man and then just going off the deep end and turning into an absolutely crazy person, which I think would be entertaining to watch. So, I mean, they both have their different characteristics to it. But I think in my brain, watching someone go from sanity to insanity on a slope is more entertaining. So I'm giving it to Josh, but just barely. But just barely.
All right, so
then
3-2. So this either ties it up or I win.
Right. We agreed that Wadsworth is being played by Ryan Reynolds. So that's that
Correct.
that character. Right. So then the last one is Professor Plum, Brian.
I have Jesse L. Martin from The Flash and Law and
Like,
Order
you
and
couldn't
Rent.
stop watching the. Like,
Yeah, like what-
No, I have nothing. It has nothing to do with that. I was actually searching for. I actually picked him first, and that's where
play
I
the
got led to.
Christopher Lloyd character. You picked Jesse Martin.
I want Professor
Okay,
Plum.
I want to hear your pick, Josh, and then we can argue.
Matthew Lillard.
Okay, so Brian, go ahead and make your case.
I would want Professor Plum to be the straightest of the bunch, smooth, silky, rational. That's kind of how I view Jesse L. Martin. That's and I know he can do comedy. He's done it plenty in like plays and stuff, but he can pull off that straight man really well. What are you giving me that look for? I know stuff about theater.
I didn't say anything.
You gave me a look.
Now, Josh, when we look at Matthew Lillard, I mean, most commonly known for Scooby Doo, like Without a Paddle. I think he had
Scream.
a serious role in The Descendants. Why did you pick him?
He reminds me of Christopher Lloyd,
Yeah,
and for no other reason. I didn't reinvent this shit like Brian did. I picked a bunch of wacky people, which is what Clue was.
Reminds you of
We're
Christopher
making it
Lloyd.
really hard for CJ right now.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are. I mean, you came about this very differently, and it's just thinking of this movie as a whole. Just like you're saying, like, what kind of straight man do you want?
Because there's got to be somebody who's straight in this cast. And right
Right.
now, my entire cast is not. So
And
this
you
is
know
my
what?
straight guy.
And Matthew Lillard, I think, surrounding himself with comedy people would become a little zany. So I am going to award this to Brian because Jesse L. Martin would play it straight the entire time. I think based on the discussion and based on the argument, I think Brian is going to win
Finally win.
this week's Cast This.
So good. Feels good. Like to thank the man upstairs.
What your
my upstairs neighbor, Ralph, he had a lot to do with this win.
All right, guys, as we say, this is not a one-way discussion. We definitely want to hear from you. What do you think about some of these topics? If there's something that we should be talking about, we definitely want to hear from you. Find us on Twitter or Facebook at That Kind of Nerd. You can always call or text us at 484-373-4119. If you don't know that number, just go ahead and click the show notes. You get links to everything that we talked about today, as well as that number. So thank you so much for making us your walk around your neighborhood or your drive to work, and we will see you all next week.
If you love comics and sci-fi and technology, television, video games, and fantasy, well, take a listen to our show, I'm sure you'll see there's many points where we can agree. Like that Martha as a plot point was just too absurd, and Apple versus Android is a case to be heard, and that Josh Trank's new Fantastic Four was a turd. Well, welcome to the club, cause you are that kind of nerd.
I want a Beats One station of just Josh Burns, music. And what is Josh listening to now?
Josh Burns on Beast One Radio.
You're listening to Josh Burns on TKON.
Oh, yeah. This smooth, silky voice is brought to you by allergies.
All right.
Bless you.
Jesus. That's the second time. Isn't that the second
He
time?
sneezed on cue.
Oh, you're going to cut that, right? Good. Cut it. Just cut it. Cut it. Cut it. Cut it.
Oh, man. I think, hold on. Let me look at something. Yeah, we're at 32 minutes. We have like 8 minutes of usable.
Oh, but so much stinger material.
So much Stainer. Just so much Stainer that I may just call this episode Stainer.
And don't
Stinger episode.
No, I'm just gonna upload it in this
Just to
form,
upload it,
including
yeah.
including this. It's gonna start with me going, "Hey guys, sorry, just here it is, just the way it was."
I really don't want to edit anything, so here you go.
If you look, and then we'd have all the things about Brian's Valentine's gift and my rash in there as well.
I'd appreciate it if you cut the Valentine's shit.
Not the
You
rash.
can leave
though,
the you can
obviously.
leave the rash.
No, I want to
leave
hear.
the rash.
I want to hear all about the rats, the oozing, the pussing, the itching. I love it. I felt like I was there.